Some of us never realize it. We might go our entire lives and never see that giants walk among us. Giants not because of their size. No, giants because of the lives they live and the impact they have on our community. It's our honor today to recognize two of these giants. Irene Johnson, who has lived a life focused on helping and educating others, and Colonel Ed Wexler, a decorated military officer whose dedication to service took him around the globe. But to all of our benefit, what he calls retirement brought him back home to Savannah. If you ask Irene Johnson what her first job was, she might tell you St. James AME Church.
I mean, from a child, I've just always worked in the church, teaching Sunday school and moving on up to other things like decorating the church.
As a Beach High School majorette, Irene applied her discipline, flexibility, and charm to twirl the baton and march in parades. This proved to be an excellent training ground for what would come later for her, being a wife, a mother to a young and growing family, and a student at Savannah State University, where she earned a bachelor's in elementary education.
I enjoy doing it. I enjoy being home and being a mother and going to school in between. Somehow I managed to do all those things. I don't know. Don't ask me how I managed to do it.
Higher education took another Savannah native, Ed Wexler, in a different direction. First to the Citadel and then to Taiwan as a young, newly married Air Force officer.
So that was an exciting location. I was able to bring my new bride with me. We were married a week after I graduated from the Citadel. And you know, that was our honeymoon for 3 years. My oldest daughter was born over there. It was a very, very interesting place to be. We'd never been that far from home, either one of us. Never imagined that we'd live 3 years over there. And at that time, the population looked up to Americans. They knew that we were there to defend their island against any aggressors. And it was tough to leave, to be honest with you.
After his time in Taiwan, Colonel Wexler, a Savannah High School graduate, returned to Savannah to raise his children and make a career in the Georgia Air National Guard, where he rose to the rank of colonel over a 35-year career that took him around the state and the world.
And at age 60, which is the max age for people to wear uniforms under the current rules, they told me I had to go home. So I said, okay, I'm headed to Savannah. I know the way.
Colonel Wexler wasn't ready to settle into retirement just yet. But let's return to Irene, who started her career in education as a reading instructor at the Harris Reading Center.
That was really rewarding because that was kind of in the beginning of my career, and I learned a lot myself, in teaching some of the reading skills and the machinery and things that they had at that time, which was quite a long time ago. And I learned a lot myself in teaching the children to read.
Learning at any age is something we understand at SEI, home of the Learning Center, where we embrace lifelong learning with thought-provoking courses, lectures, and educational opportunities offered by professional educators and experts, all designed to provide unique and unforgettable learning experiences and fellowship. The next step in Irene's journey brought her to the Coastal Center for Developmental Services, where she taught entirely different skills. If you were born with developmental challenges in Savannah 30 years ago, who would have helped you to learn life skills? How to catch a bus or find a job? Well, if you were lucky, Irene Johnson did. A trailblazer, she helped the mentally challenged but capable get a job, and she loved it.
I mean, it was just enjoyable to see them learn and to grow and to become independent. I think that was the joy for me, to see them able to kind of branch out and do for themselves. I think that was That was the hard for me.
To this day, she has regular contact with several of her former clients. When Irene retired from what is now employability, she found new ways to serve. Everything from helping tourists at the Savannah Visitor Center to conducting vision screenings for elementary school children through what is now the Savannah Center for the Blind and Low Vision. Outside of work, Irene assisted neighbors, visited nursing homes, and traveled to care for family and friends. And yes, she traveled to have fun too. At 84, she is planning another trip to Germany to visit her son. Nathaniel, her husband of 47 years, passed away in 2001, but their family of 2 sons and 2 daughters has grown to include 22 grandkids. And for Colonel Wexler, his approach to retirement sounds more involved than most of our careers. Rotary, the United Way, the mighty 8th Air Force, Honor Flight, employer support of the Guard and Reserves, and Starbase Savannah, a nonprofit group that fosters science, technology, engineering, and math education for 5th grade students. These are just a few of the many organizations that have been blessed by his leadership and support.
A few guys join a couple organizations, but to Ed's credit, he feels like he's leading 5 or 6 organizations in town. Most people only know him from 1 or 2 events. If the military guys probably know him for 4 or 5, but he has taken the mantle of those that run the military support organizations in this town and run with it. And he has done a phenomenal job, and that's why he was selected as the Veteran of the Year for 2017-18, and that's why he's receiving this award.
The Air Force stresses and trains folks to say, we're not managers, we're leaders. A manager takes care of a job or a thing, but leaders take care of the people who support the mission, and to me that gives you a whole lot of opportunity to work with people, to figure out how you can motivate them, to give them some advice and counsel when they need it, and learn some things at the same time. Nobody's born with all the answers.
Colonel Wexler echoes the mission of SCI, where we help people age successfully, whether it's through the Learning Center and other programs like Adult Daytime Care or Meals on Wheels. The Ruth Bick Center provides a safe and engaging daytime environment for seniors with cognitive, developmental, or physical impairments. And Meals on Wheels delivers hot, healthy, delicious, and freshly made meals for seniors who cannot prepare them for themselves. These meals are brought to their door by friendly volunteers who also check on their well-being every day. Life has had its ups and downs. Ed's beloved bride of 42 years, Mary, passed away, but her memory lives on in their 3 daughters and 9 grandchildren and a scholarship in her name at Armstrong. And then fate brought Catherine, her daughter, 2 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild into his life after Catherine's husband passed away. They have been happily married for 2 years, and while he doesn't seem to be easing off the workload, Colonel Wexler's travel has a slightly different purpose these days.
One of my daughters and her husband and 2 grandkids who live in Denver met us down in Florida, and we had a nice family vacation down there. Did all the theme park things, and for 70-year-old folks, we kept up with those kids pretty well, so I was happy with that. We had a great time.
Asked why she has dedicated her life to education and improving the lives of others, Irene had a simple answer.
I guess that's my nature. I guess it's the way I was born and raised, I guess. I came from a family that helped and wanted to help. And that's what was instilled in me, Wherever you saw a need, do what you can to fulfill it. And that's what I tried to do.
For their legendary service and tireless leadership, Irene Johnson and Colonel Ed Wexler are the inaugural 2018 Life Well Lived Award recipients.